So COVID infections across the UK have been rising since the beginning of June, and we have tracked this across the country from a random survey of households. Estimated infections have risen across all 4 UK nations, with Scotland now estimated to have the highest rate of people with COVID. So, should we be alarmed at this? Well, if we look at the data from other countries and the situation of people getting seriously ill, then I would say no. The rise in infections come from subvariants of Omicron. Now, this is the variant that first hit the UK last December. They are called BA4 and BA5 and are more transmissible. They were first identified in South Africa, and if we look at the trending cases in South Africa, they've had a recent mini wave which took around 4 weeks for cases to peak, and they've now since fallen back again. Portugal, a little closer to the UK, recently had the highest cases per head in Europe, again with these new variants driving this. But new cases have also fallen back after a 4-week rise, with no new restrictions put in force to facilitate this. While the picture in the UK may differ in terms of exact timelines, if we follow a similar trend, we would be close to a peak of the current wave of infections very soon. Now, vaccinations, prior infections and less deadly variants also mean headlines focusing on infections alone are just clickbait. Remember, around 2/3 of people in hospital with COVID are primarily in for other things but just happen to test positive. If we focus on how many people are actually in critical care beds because of COVID, looking at this in England, you can see this is relatively low and is around a quarter of what we saw this time last year. So I'd say the data shows no cause for alarm or no new restrictions on lives, and the current wave should naturally die down soon if following the trend of some other countries.